Hey, families here. I'm here to read another story today, and I am going to read one of my favorites, and sometimes the kiddos, it took a while for them to get into it, but it's one of my favorites. So here is Franklin Says I Love You. And I think that is so important for us to tell each other right now. So kiddos, go tell your mommy and daddy how much you love them for taking care of you, because they are working so hard right now to give you all the love and attention that you need. And you're a handful. You are a handful of a little human being. So you give mommy and daddy or whoever is with you right now a big old hug and tell them that you love them, okay? And here we begin. Franklin says, I love you. And I think that's Franklin with his mommy, and they're in the garden. And here we go. There's the title page. Here we go. Franklin thought he was very lucky. He thought he had the best pet goldfish. He thought he had the best friends and the best stuffed animal dog. But most of all, Franklin thought he had the best mother in the whole wide world. So there he is with his friend Bear, and they're feeding his goldfish and have his puppy dog with him. And down here it's showing Franklin's mommy with his little sister, and they're taking a walk. I bet you guys have taken lots of walks these past couple of weeks with your family. And don't forget, this Sunday is Mother's Day, so we have to celebrate our mommies, okay? Franklin's mother baked fly pie just for him. And Franklin's mother played catch even when she was busy. And Franklin's mother always read him 2 stories before bed, even when she was tired. Look at all the fun things they're doing together. She made a pie, they're outside playing catch, and then they end the day with some stories together. So when Granny told Franklin that his mother's birthday was the very next day, he decided to give her the best present ever. Franklin wanted to show his mother, how much he loved her. So it looks like Granny is over here making what for Mommy? Making Franklin's mother a cake for her birthday. And it looks like Franklin is enjoying testing that cake, huh? How do you know that this is a Granny? How can you tell? Do grannies make cakes and treats for us? Do grannies wear glasses sometimes? Let's see. Every year, Franklin made a birthday present for his mother. She had loved her macaroni necklace, and she had hung Franklin's self-portrait up on the wall. She had even wore her birthday hat shopping. He made a pretty necklace for her. He made a picture. And she even wore a silly hat that he made for her at the grocery store. This year, Franklin decided to buy his mother something fancy. He emptied his piggy bank and went to town. Franklin looked in all the stores, but not everything cost so much. How can I show my mother I love her, he wondered, without a fancy present? Do you think your mommy needs a fancy present? And there's the piggy bank. And he's saving up all his money, but he still can't buy the fancy present that he thinks his mommy wants. So Franklin went looking for help. He walked along the path and over the bridge until he came to Bear's house. Bear, said Franklin, how can I show my mother I love her without a fancy present? I always make my mother breakfast in bed, said Bear. But Franklin's mother had told him that she didn't like crumbs in her bed. So that's one way to show your mommies that you love them. You can make them breakfast. Maybe pour them a little bowl of cereal, or ask somebody else in the house to help you. So then that way you can make mommy a beautiful breakfast. Franklin walked through the berry patch until he came to Snail's house. "Snail," he said, "how can I show my mother I love her without a fancy present?" "I always bring my mother flowers," said Snail. But Franklin had given his mother a bouquet of dandelions just the day before. So there he is over at the garden, and he's talking to Snail, his friend. And that's Snail giving his mommy some flowers. Man, what's Franklin gonna do? He has all these ideas now. Franklin walked across the meadow until he came to Beaver's house. "Beaver," said Franklin, "how can I show my mother I love her without a fancy present?" "I always draw my mother a picture with hearts and flowers and X's and O's." "X's and O's?" asked Franklin. "Yeah, hugs and kisses," explained Beaver. But Franklin always hugged his mother when he came home from school, and he kissed her every night. So there they are hanging out in the pond. Beaver's on a little float. And there shows a picture of one way you can love your mommy by giving her a picture. And practicing your letters. That would make mommy so happy. Franklin walked around the pond until he came to Goose's house. "Goose," said Franklin, "how can I show my mother I love her without a fancy present?" "I always make my mother some pretty jewelry," said Goose. But Franklin's mother already had a macaroni necklace and a straw of pearls. And so mommies like jewelry. And so there's Goose giving his mommy a necklace. Franklin was tired and hungry. He walked all the way home. His mother's birthday was the next morning, and Franklin still didn't have a present. So he came home, and how does he look? Look happy, or does he look sad? And there's his mama. It looks like maybe Papa. And they're hanging up clothes. That's one way to dry clothes. You don't just put it in a dryer and your clothes get nice and hot. Some people have to put their clothes on clothesline. And that's a clothesline right there. And then the wind dries up all your clothes. Franklin asked his father, "How can I show Mother that I love her without a fancy present?" "You do nice things for her every day," answered Franklin's father. "Why do you ask?" "Because tomorrow is her birthday," said Franklin. His father looked surprised. "Why don't you and your sister make her a card?" he suggested. "I'll run to the store." So there's Franklin's daddy hanging up the clothes. I thought it was the mommy, but that's the daddy. And you see the little sister, what is she doing? And Franklin's helping his dad. And then there goes Franklin's dad to the store. What do you think he's gonna get? Franklin helped Harriet make a card, and he did most of the work. Sometimes he wished he was little like Harriet. She never worried about anything. Make sure to make your mommy's cards. After this video, I want you to go get some crayons and color, okay? And make a beautiful picture for your mama to let her know how much you love her. Early the next morning, Franklin had an idea. He would do everything his friends suggested. He made his mother a pretty brooch. He drew her a picture with double X's and O's. He cut fresh flowers from her garden, and he put her breakfast on a tray. Franklin tried his very best. Franklin and Harriet sang happy birthday to their mother. Then she ate her breakfast in bed and brushed away the crumbs. She pinned her birch on her pajamas, thinking that's a pin. She said she loved Harriet's card, Franklin's picture, and the toolkit from Franklin's father. "You've made this a wonderful day," said Franklin's mother. But Franklin wasn't finished giving presents. He had planned one more thing, something he thought all by himself. So there the family is, surprising the mama for her birthday in bed with presents and breakfast and lots of love. Franklin gave his mother a hug and a kiss, and then he said, "I love you." "Those 3 little words are better than any fancy present," said Franklin's mother. Right then, Franklin knew he'd found the best way of all to show his mother that he loved her. And when you close the book, you say, "The end." And that is a special story coming up for Mother's Day this week, so don't forget, little buddies, to please make sure to make your mommies feel special this week. Listen to them. Mommy and Daddy know best, and you really want to make sure that you're being kind to them and nice to them, because they're so nice and kind to you, and they take really good care of you. So, alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and this week's story. Franklin says, "I love you," and hope everyone is reminding your loved ones how much they mean to you, and until we move on and we can all be together again soon. So have a wonderful day. I miss you guys so much, and I'll see you soon.